Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome to my 140-pound weight loss journey. This is day 6 of 75 hard for me. And since I started this 75 hard journey, I decided I was going to post a 7-part video series covering my strength training routines, right? Because at the end of the day, to lose these 140 pounds, to go from obese to beast, I'm going to have to build some muscle. And even though the goal is to be an ultra marathon runner in the near future, I'm not going to be able to lose the weight by starting to run now. And if I do, it probably won't give me the physique that I want. So I felt that it was important to share the strength training routine, because at the end of the day, the more muscle you build, the more fat you burn. And that's the goal at the end of the day. So today is day 6 of 75 hard for me. It's also Thursday here back home in planet Earth. And we're going to do leg day today. Or I'm going to do leg day today because there's no one else that can come lift the weights for me. Now, the reason why I designed the workout this way was so that I can do chest on Monday. I can do back on Tuesday. I can do shoulders on Wednesday. And I'd be sore all 3 of those days. However, since I'm new to the gym, I wouldn't be fully incapacitated because I hadn't hit legs yet. Today is Thursday, and the inevitable is here. We're going to do leg day. And I will be sore as heck for the rest of the week, because I'm already sore, just not really from my legs. So I'll be sore for the rest of the week. But when we talk Friday, Saturday, and Sunday strength training, it's going to be a lot easier than the last few days have. So, let's just get to work, man. I'm a few minutes away from the gym. As soon as I get in there, I'll set up and we'll get through this routine. If you guys are doing 75 hard, or if you've done 75 hard, I'm interested to know, how was your journey? How did you do? What was your biggest takeaway? So far on day 6, I've learned that I really enjoy my strength training routine because it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something, yet it doesn't put me on my ass where I can't do anything for the next few days. So that's been pretty enjoyable. And I'm also feeling good about counting calories. I haven't gone this long counting calories in like an extremely long time. So I've been having a lot of fun there, trying to figure out when I should eat, what I should eat, how much I should eat. It's been fun. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. So leg day, let's get after it. Okay, so the first thing I do when I get in the gym is, you guessed it, a 5-minute warm-up on the assault bike. And on these warm-ups, I'm just trying to keep it moving for 5 minutes straight. And over time, I just want to be able to move a little bit faster, a little bit harder, and get a little bit sweatier in the process. So now I'm going to jump straight to the number one lift for the day. When we talk about leg day, there's so many exercises that hit legs. My favorite, and not just my favorite, but the one that's going to give you the biggest bang for the buck, is going to be back squats. So I'm going to start off with some back squats, and I'd like to work my way up to 135 for the working sets. By working sets, I mean, not the warm-up. So of course I'm going to warm up with air squats. Then I'm going to warm up with the barbell, that's 45. Then I'm going to add some 10-pounders, then some 25-pounders. And if, God permits, if everything works out, then we'll add on some 45-pounders, totaling to 135. So yeah, the warm-ups are everything on the way to the working weight. Working sets means that I'm going to do 5 sets of 7 reps at the heaviest that I feel comfortable with today. The 45-pound barbell felt pretty good. So instead of loading on some 10-pound plates, I put on 15s on each side. Now I'm gonna do a set of 7 reps and see how that feels. I wanna grab the bar a little bit wider, the shoulder grip apart. A couple steps back. Find the back placement, unrack the bar, take a step back, right into position, take a deep breath and brace the core. All right, I'm about 15 minutes in on this workout. The body is nice and toasty, and I just loaded on some 45-pound plates. So now I'm gonna crank out my first working set at 7 reps, 135 pounds. The weight hasn't been much of a challenge today. The biggest challenge is how quick I get out of breath. Like, I get gassed out right away. So let's see how this 135 feels when it's loaded on the back. Whew. That set felt pretty good, 135 pounds. So now I've just got 4 more sets to go. And let me tell you guys that squats are no joke. I feel like I keep on making the same disclaimer over and over in this 7-part series. But, you know, we see so many people throwing around weight on social media, at the gym, that sometimes they make it look easier than it really is. And when we approach these exercises and these new movements for the first time, it's easy to make an assumption that it's no problem, it's no big weight, it's easy work. But then when you're under the bar and you've put yourself, you know, your confidence, put yourself in a place where you shouldn't be, it's easy to get hurt. So if you guys are going to do these moves and it's your first time ever, do some research. There's some awesome places here on YouTube, some awesome channels that have a lot of information. There's a lot of websites that have a lot of information. And there's also books with drawings and arrows and explanations and science terms for those of you that are into that. But it's better to just take your time and do it slow and right the first time than to get hurt and, you know, stop your progress. Those squats went pretty good. I was able to crank out 5 sets of 7 reps at 135 pounds. And now it's time for me to do some good mornings. That's what it's called. It's a barbell good morning. This is a move that is not very common. You probably don't see it much on the internet because it's not that sexy. It's not a fun move to do. However, the reason why I picked it is because good mornings work your hamstrings, your glutes. You get a little bit of calf work, a little bit of core work, and it's good for your hip because it's a hip hinging movement. And when I'm doing these moves, I'm trying to focus on making sure that I don't bend the knees too deep and that my butt is going back at the same time as the knees are hinging forward. And then just using that mind-body connection to make sure that my glutes and my hamstrings are getting the right action before I finish the rep. So I'm not that proficient at these exercises, especially when it comes to the good mornings, but I'm still going to film them for you so you guys know what I'm doing, and so you get a clear idea of what this move looks like. Just don't make fun of me, and if you hear something, it wasn't me. All right, I was able to crank out 5 sets of 7 reps of good mornings with a 65-pound barbell. And I actually found my rhythm on the 4th and 5th set, where the 1st and 2nd set, the ones that I recorded, I felt a little bit of my hamstrings, the glutes. But what I noticed towards my 4th and 5th set is that the closer together that I brought my feet, it started to limit the range of motion on the knees and hip. And all of a sudden, I felt all my muscles contracting on each rep. And that's exactly what I was going for. So, funny enough, I'm self-taught, so I've learned most of the stuff on my own. I have worked with coaches in the past. And the coaches that I've worked with, mostly like in a CrossFit gym for CrossFit type stuff. But when you're learning on your own, it's important to just, kind of play with it a little bit, make sure that the weight's not too heavy. And then it's a mind-muscle connection. So, play with your foot placement, play around with your grip width, with the weight, the pace, your breath, your core. There's so much experimenting to do. And that's typically the best way to learn to do things. Because I've heard people say before, like, they go to yoga, say like, man, I don't like yoga because I don't feel that stuff. It doesn't work for me. That's just a lack of mind-muscle connection. So you just really have to step out of whatever's on your mind and step into the zone where you're focused on the movement, you're focused on the weight, and you're analyzing the details. But I was able to rush through those 5 sets of good mornings because the squats took a little bit longer. Now I've got my finisher for the day, which is going to be 3 sets of 14 lunges. That's going to total 7 reps on each leg. And I'm going to do walking lunges with a kettlebell. For today's lift, I'm using 20-pound kettlebells. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that feels. My legs are a little gassed out. So, let me just get to it. Those lunges are probably the hardest thing that I've done all week. My left knee felt a little bit of pressure, like right in the middle. And it was just a struggle to get back up from each and every single lunge. Maybe like 4 reps in, I thought about just stopping, but I've only got 2 sets to go. So let's see how it goes. If for whatever reason 20-pound kettlebells is too much, I'm gonna ditch them and I'm just gonna do body weight lunges to finish off. And the good thing about that is that it gives me something to work towards.
To this day, my wardrobe is jerseys. That's all I like wearing. That's all I like wearing.
My friends, I was able to finish those walking lunges for 3 sets of 14 reps, and that wraps up today's workout. It took a little bit over 50 minutes to do this workout, but in that short period of time, I was able to get in 5 minutes of assault bike, 5 sets of 7 reps on back squats, 5 sets of 7 reps on good mornings, and 3 sets of 14 reps for walking lunges with kettlebells. It's just 3 moves, very simple. You know, to some it might feel like it's not enough. If you're new, that might be the case until the next day when you feel the soreness and you can't walk very well. But in reality, you know, most of the exercises that I've been doing this week, and the reason why I programmed my training this way is because almost every single muscle gets hit on a daily basis. It's just a matter of whether the muscle is the main focus or not. Today, the main focus is squats. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing some more of this journey. We've got 3 more days left on the 7-day series. And the next 3 days are going to be a little bit more fun. Simple workouts. But you know, it's the boring, tedious, repetitive things that typically leave the best results. So with that said, my friends, tomorrow is also Friday, which is going to be weigh-in Friday, because I started my 75 hard challenge on Friday. So day 7, we'll see what it is. I started off at 326 pounds. So check in tomorrow and we can see what that weight looks like. My friends, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you too are working on losing weight, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and walk with me on this journey as I become an ultra marathon runner. And if you know someone that's thinking about losing weight or maybe should think about losing weight, then, you know, share the vlog. That would be great. Until then, my friends, I'll see you on the next one. Let's get it today, not tomorrow. Peace.